Maria and Darby here. We decided on rose water for your next ingredient.
All right, so the first key ingredient comes from my friend Maria. I've known her for years. She was one of my instructors in pastry school. She is the pastry chef for 3 places in Florida, Osteria Tulia, the French, and Bar Tulia Mercado. She gave me rose water to work with, which I don't have a problem with. I actually really like rose water. I use it quite a lot. A lot of people feel like it tastes and reminds them of perfume. So I'm going to try to use that in a way that doesn't have that result. Maria is also Greek, so I'm going to try to do something kind of in that arena as well. Different brands of rose water can be a little stronger. Some have a higher alcoholic proof and they can be a little more astringent. I found one that I like working with. It's a little bit more subtle. It has a nice rose flavor that comes through, but it's not overpowering. Rose water is made by a steam distillation from rose petals. You find rose water a lot in Mediterranean and Middle Eastern cuisines and pretty heavily in desserts. So I'm gonna make a Ravani cake with a rose water cremeux and a halva crumble. We're gonna see how this goes. All right, so this is gonna be the syrup, which is gonna be like a simple syrup with some orange, coconut, and rose water. And that'll be soaked into the cake afterwards. All right, let's taste this syrup. Let's taste the syrup and see where we're at. It's actually pretty good. I feel like I could use more rose water. I'm not actually using halva. I'm making something that will be kind of similar. So I'm making kind of like a crumble with pistachio, tahini, coconut oil, semolina, sugar, and rose water. And I'm gonna bake that off and use it as the crumble, and it'll kind of have a halva-like essence to it. My cremeux is really simple. It's just a mixture of creme fraiche and some Greek yogurt mixed with a little bit of honey and some of that rose water. It's really fluid, but it still has some body. So I'm gonna use that, pair that with the crumble. I did soak the cake. It came out really good. I actually added a little bit more rose water on top of it. This rose water that I use is really nice. It has a nice rose flavor without being overpowering, and you can use more of it than you think, which is not really the case with some other brands. I also did 2 different plating options for this. I opted to make like a plated dessert just because Maria and I are both pastry chefs by trade, so I thought that'd be kind of cool to do a plated dessert since I don't really do those anymore. So I did one variation, and then I also took a slice of cake and I bruleed the top for the second plating, mostly just because I really like using the blowtorch. And it came out really good. I actually preferred that one. The crunch was nice. I thought it was gonna be too sweet, but it came out really good.